get sewing stuff every month and embroidery, so I know you're not going to do the embroidery.
Well, not yet.
Yeah, I was
Maybe
going to say,
someday.
it might entice you to get
Exactly, yeah.
Hi, everybody. How are you?
Oh, I'm on mic, huh?
Oh, are you on the mic? Okay. Welcome, everybody. And it is Wednesday, which you know what that means. Paula is here to help me, so I'm going to flip the camera back around. It is on you. Oh. Hello. Okay, so it is Wednesday.
Again, like
I know.
it was just Wednesday yesterday.
And it's like mid-March.
I know, it's
Which
crazy.
means we are actually coming to the tail
Oh,
end, right?
sorry guys, I just almost dropped the phone.
Um,
It is, yeah, it's crazy.
I think Patrick's going to come over here in a minute and chat with you all. But we're super excited. We are going to talk about the tulip blocks today.
Okay.
And we are going to show you how Paula and I came up with eliminating the rickrack and doing an applique stem.
Okay.
So we are going to get the tulip blocks completed. So at this point, we're kind of on a different schedule to
Jill Lily, yep.
so we're going to kind of take you through our rendition of it at this point. But if you're watching along with her every Monday, I think she's still got 2 more weeks to go.
Yeah.
And I think we'll have this week and next week.
Yep. Yep.
We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see how we do. But anyway, welcome. And let's see, I do have a joke.
Kate, your shirt blends right in with the quilt.
Does it really?
It does. Yep.
Is that good or bad?
It's good.
Okay, let's see. Hang on, I got a joke. I got a marriage joke.
Okay, we can all use that.
Yeah, no joke.
Michelle, we both have mics on, so hopefully you can hear us both.
Marriage is a 3-ring circus. An engagement ring, a wedding ring, and suffering.
God bless us all.
Marriage is when a man and woman become as one. The trouble starts when they try to decide which one.
Which one?
Okay, let's see if I've got one more. Oh, this one's good. Before marriage, a man yearns for the woman he loves. After marriage, the why becomes silent.
Say again. Is your mic on? Okay, yep, it's on. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Before marriage, a man yearns for the woman he loves. After marriage, the why becomes silent.
Oh, there you go.
Got it?
I got it. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Let's go get started.
They can't hear you very well. Some background noise, but they can't not hear you. But your mic is on. Is there a volume
I
control?
wonder. You don't. Yeah. Amanda's going to come do her magic and see if that makes any difference.
Okay.
So let us know if that makes any difference.
Okay. All right.
Let's go sew.
Okay.
Okay, careful of the wires.
Yeah. Lots of
Lots
wires.
and lots of cords going on.
Cords and plugs and the whole shebang. Oh, we got to do a giveaway too.
Yes, we will do a giveaway.
Okay.
Okay, so a couple of weeks ago, Paula had you made the components for the tulip block. The big difference is in the quilt instructions, they have you put this whole block together and then they have you zigzag rickrack down on top. And Paula and I, both of us didn't like that. So we wanted to come up with a way whereby we could applique the stem down, but even with an applique stem, we wanted the stem itself to go into the seam allowance so that it is all encased into the seam and we don't have any raw edges.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
So let's take a look. When we look at this, we have these 3 different blocks. So we have Unit A, Unit B, and Unit C.
Okay.
A uses a skinny fabric across the top and one at the bottom. B uses a fatter fabric at the top, but nothing at the bottom. And C has a really skinny top and a little bit bigger on the bottom.
Okay.
Okay. So what we're going to do is we are going to start with Unit B.
Okay.
So Unit B requires a 4.5 by 2.5 white background fabric. Then we have the tulip piece that we made earlier. Then we have 2 stem and leaf pieces that I guess these are leaves, right? So we have this leaf piece, which is long and skinny, and then we have this leaf piece, which is a little bit shorter. And then, and I'm going to show you how we did this, but then we are going to stitch down our stem and position it in between the 2 pieces right here.
Okay.
Okay, so let's look how we did this. So what Paula and I did, because the fat quarters that came with the bundle, just about every piece of that fat quarter was used in the cutting. So we just found a medium green solid that we liked with our fabrics. So what we did was we are using Steamer Seam 2 Light. And this is a double-sided fusing. So what we're going to do is we're going to peel off the paper on one side. We are going to fuse it onto our fabric. And I'm going to press this with an iron to make it permanent.
Okay.
So it has basically a walking footprint. Okay. All right. And so that it's going to feed the fabric through evenly. Okay. And just pull that in.
And we're going to go over to the cutting table.
Okay.
Are you okay
Yep.
to do that?
Absolutely.
So if you make this about 12 inches long, it's more than long enough for any of the stems that you need. And I am just going to, first of all, tidy up this edge right here. And then I am going to do this. It's a fat quarter, okay? So it is, it's not quite
a generous 1/4 inch.
Yes, and that's all we did.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
And then what we're going to do is we're going to peel back the paper right here. And now this is sticky.
Okay.
Okay, let's go back to the machine.
Okay.
So you can just cut a bunch of these little 1/4 inch strips out of that piece.
Okay.
And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to lay this and center it over this seam.
Okay.
So I'm just going to center it over the seam. And then we're going to go to the machine. And I would recommend that you use some stabilizer. So my favorite stabilizer for something like this is the Kimberbell Tearaway Light.
Okay.
It comes in both 20-inch wide and 12-inch wide, and it will tear away really easily. That's okay. We'll use this one.
Just throw it on the floor.
Yep, I did. So I'm just going to center this over here. And I am going to change my thread out to a green thread that matches. I'm going to choose my favorite applique stitch. You could do a straight stitch if you don't want to do like the blanket stitch. But I am going to go into my quilt menu and I'm going to do my favorite quilt stitch with a stitch width of 3.0 and a stitch length of 3.0.
Can we show what the blanket stitch is that
Yep.
you're doing?
Can you see that okay?
Nope. Here, let me get right in your face. So it's which menu?
I'm doing Q14.
Okay.
But you can also do 203. You
Okay.
can do that one too. And you would just want to change your width and your length too. Okay.
Three and three.
Yeah, either one will work.
Okay. Okay. With this skinny of a stem, you don't want it to be too wide, so you're not kind of all over yourself.
Correct. And honestly, that's why a straight stitch would also work if you wanted to do a straight stitch.
Elaine, she ironed the Steam 2 on the back of the stem. And then she's using the tearaway on the back of the piece unit here to actually do the blanket stitching.
This is a pretty easy applique that I am just doing it with my J foot. But if you have an open toe foot, that would be the preferred foot to use.
Lisa, she's using a blanket stitch to do the applique.
And then I'm off my fabric. I'm just going to continue doing this across the bottom of the stem. That way then I don't have to stop and tie off and tie back on again. And then we're going to pivot and turn and we're going to come back up the other side.
When you're done, let's show them the number of the stitch again, okay?
Absolutely. So it's actually 2-03 is the one I'm doing, or you could use in your quilting tab, you could use number 14.
Okay.
Either one will do the same stitch.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Perfect.
Okay. And then this is where we can go in and it will just tear away really nicely.
Nice.
Okay.
Okay.
You guys deserve to see, right? Okay. Should we have a scoring meeting also? Yes. And both of us guys you bringing it back. Sure. All right.
And I'm just going to press this real quick. And then I'm just going to use my scissors and I'm going to trim my green stem even with the edge of my block.
Okay.
And then we're going to put it back down in place. And now I can stitch my flower unit to my stem unit. And that raw edge will be encased in the seam.
Nice.
So now I'm just using my J foot. So I am going to move my needle over to the 1/4 inch piecing by selecting my quilting tab and go into my quilting 02 number. And that will automatically give me that perfect 1/4 inch from my right edge of my foot. And then we can press this either up or down, whichever way it feels more natural for it to go.
Okay. Okay. I love that we're doing this finally. It's like we've been getting ready to get ready. Now we're actually like doing it.
Now we're actually getting dressed. Okay, let's go ahead and we're going to put it right back here.
Okay.
Now what we're going to do is we are going to stitch this side leaf unit to the unit that we just stitched.
Okay.
And we are going to place this right sides together.
Okay.
Now we do have a kind of a weird angle going on here because ideally, after your 1/4 inch seam allowance, you want that leaf seam to line up.
Right.
You don't want it to be like this.
Right.
Okay?
Right. When you just kind of lay them side by side, they look like they're not going to line up, but they will.
Yes.
Yeah.
They look way off. Okay. And what I generally do is I'll position it and then I'll pinch it right where that intersection is going to be. And I'll flip this open and I'll see how close I am.
Okay.
Okay?
And then you can adjust from there.
Yes.
If you're a little bit up or a little bit down.
So the 1/4 inch seam.
And if you want to, after you kind of pinch and turn and stuff, you can pin it.
I'm going to peek first. Oh, look at that.
Are you right on?
I am.
You
right
go,
on.
girl. Nice.
Okay, so now I'm going to press.
When I did it earlier, I pinched and then I pinned just so I could double check myself.
I do have a pin here. Maybe I'll use
That
the
was
pin.
my pin.
Can I borrow it?
Of course you can.
Okay, and now we are going to stitch this top unit onto this unit.
Okay. And this unit is 4.5 inches by 2.5 inches. That one patch, I'm sorry, not the unit. The white rectangle.
The white rectangle.
Where's the ironing box? That is over at a different table, Renee.
And now I'm going to press that one.
Nice. Right now we just have our ironing here on the table. You smart aleck, you.
I think Matt ordered as a little unit.
Yeah, I can't
that's,
wait.
That we can move around to the different machines
Yeah,
so
yeah.
we can have a portable
Yeah.
unit.
I can't wait.
Okay. So here is the unit. And it would be really good if you could put all of the blocks together like that, but you can't.
Right.
So let's talk about what we run into with the next unit.
Okay.
Okay. So unit A, very, very similar. Let's take a look. So it has the top unit, it has the flower unit, it has the leaf unit and the side leaf. But it has this bottom piece right here.
Mm-hmm.
And the problem is the stem needs to go to the bottom of here and not the bottom of here.
Like we just did.
Yes.
Right there. Okay.
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 So Paula and I really had to put our heads together this morning to figure out how are we going to do this.
It's like a puzzle.
Yeah. And we got it figured out for you all. So are you watching? So here's my piece again, just like we used earlier. And what we are going to do is, let me cut this salvage off here.
Yeah.
Okay, so the top piece is going to go right here, and it's going to come down to here, and I'm going to fuse to here.
Okay.
Okay?
From like the middle of the leaf.
Yes.
Leave yourself a couple of
Leave
inches.
this open.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm just going to fuse from here all the way up.
Okay. But of course, if you want to use rickrack and, you know, you can do the same thing with rickrack.
Absolutely.
Or you can make the units like the original pattern and then just put on rickrack afterwards.
Rickrack won't go into your seam allowances very easily.
Not very good. You have to
No.
be super careful with your pressing.
Yeah, because it's really chunky.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is fused down up to here. Now what I need to do is I need to stitch this unit onto this unit. So I needed it fused at the top because I need to put the flower unit on.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay. Lisa, the iron box was a box with the sewing machine in it that we had sitting next to the chorus that we've put our little ironing mat on to use. It's kind of a joke. So, but we're trying now to get a real cabinet.
And I'm going to fuse this.
Okay.
I'm not fuse this. I'm going to press this.
Okay.
Okay, I'm still leaving this unfused at the bottom.
Okay.
Now I can stitch my side leaf unit onto here.
Okay. And again, we have to match that little corner leaf.
And I'm going to do just as Paula did.
That's pretty good.
Okay, and then I'm going to stitch this seam.
Just a general guess, but don't
Then I'm going to press this unit away.
Okay. We should do our couple of things here before we go much farther.
Okay. Now what I'm going to do is now I can stitch this unit onto the bottom.
Okay.
So I'm going to stitch all the way across the bottom.
Okay.
We'll stitch press and fuse, and then we'll do the not the giveaways, but well, we do have a giveaway, right?
Yep. Giveaway and a couple of manager special. Managers special. Manager specials. Where do you put the S?
Manager specials.
Yeah.
One manager, but two specials.
Or
Okay.
yeah.
And then I'm going to press this.
Okay.
And then at the same time, now I can extend my stem to the bottom, and fuse that all in
And then it
place
will
at the
get
same
caught.
time.
It'll get caught in this seam allowance when we sew it to
Right.
something else. Okay.
I think we figured out that puzzle pretty well.
I think we did pretty good.
yeah, buy accessories or anything. You'll always get that 60.
I like it a lot better than raw edge, but you know, it's just a preference.
It is a preference.
So that's
I love it. And then you have to do this to the top, but
Yeah.
we'll do that afterwards.
We'll
Okay.
do that afterwards.
Okay. All right. Here we go.
Okay.
So we have a giveaway and a bundle and some specials.
Okay, so our giveaway today is actually a table runner. It's unfinished, but it's just the top of a table runner for St. Patrick's Day that you get to finish for next year.
Okay.
So you could just put some backing on here. You don't even need binding. You could just do, leave an opening and turn it right side out and press it and then do a top stitch all the way around. Quick, easy little table runner. And this is going to go to Dorothy Glazer.
All right.
Dorothy
Yay, Dorothy. Super cute.
Glazer. Okay. Let's take a peek at our bundle.
Oh, man.
Goodness.
So
This
excited.
just screams Easter to me.
Scream spring.
This is called Micro Gingham. So this is, look at these tiny little prints. Now we have priced this at the price we are selling our fabric at this week, which is $9.99 a yard.
Okay.
So the bundles normally for a 2.5 yard bundle are $27.50, and they are actually $24.99 today.
Nice.
Yeah. So
Just so y'all know, Kate said, should we cut 4? And I looked at her and she goes, 6? And she looked at me and she's like, 10? I'm like, I think so, because I think everybody's going to love them.
Okay, so don't make Paula be wrong in this. We need to sell 10 of these bundles. Okay.
I love them.
Isn't it pretty?
Yes.
I mean, this is just so springy. It also would be really good for like a baby quilt too. So you've got your mint green. You've got this really kind of muted orange. It's a really like a light pumpkin type orange. Obviously a sky blue, a lemon, and a baby pink.
Oh my gosh, I love them. And they'll go with anything. They'll go with anything in your stash.
Oh, absolutely.
Yes, perfect. Yeah, okay. So, yeah, I think I'm going to be right, and we're going to sell more than 10.
So I'm wrong, you're right? Is that what you're telling me? Okay. We do have these up on the website, by the way.
Yep.
Okay. Manager special. Who needs some stabilizer?
Oh, a whole bunch. Yes, Sandy, we can ship. If you want to call the store or go on our website, we can get your information and we can ship, or you can go on the website and order it there and we can ship.
And also this week, anything over $50 ships
It's free. Okay.
So that saves you a lot of money.
Yep.
Okay, so our manager special is a 100 yard, 125
yards. Holy
of
moly.
a medium tearaway, never been opened. And these normally are about $120, and we're doing them for $50. So I do have 2.
Wow.
So Paula's going to watch for the first 2 names that come up.
And say state
It's the only thing we're doing. So sold,
okay,
whatever
sold.
you want to
Okay.
say.
Well, they're saying sold bundle too, so
Oh.
yeah. So sold tearaway. How about that?
Okay.
Okay, Donna West wants a tearaway, and Gail Cox
Okay.
wants a tearaway. Okay,
You're going to remember those names?
Donna, I'm gonna.
We'll go back and look at the
Okay.
comments.
Okay,
let's
so
do
Donna
that.
and Gail. Okay.
So now what I'm going to do, we're going to go back to our tulip blocks, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put this right on here.
Okay.
And we're going to stitch all the way across the top.
Okay. We could have sold 10 of these rolls. Or more.
Really?
Yep, more. Okay.
And
Okay. If you want the bundles, just leave us a comment or go on our website and order it.
And then I'm going to press this away.
Okay.
Okay. I'm now going to go back to the green.
The green. Okay. I love how these come together.
It's kind of fun.
It is. And you need 3 for each row.
They need a total of...
You need a total of 6.
So they need to make 2 A units, 2 Bs, and
Right.
2 Cs.
Right. You need 1 for each row.
And I need to find my stabilizer. Excuse me whilst I pick it up off the floor. And I'm going to go back to my my stitch, which was not QO2. It was 2-03.
Then 3 wide and 3 long. I'm telling you, man, you guys are going to love this bundle.
We got some really cool new Moda fabric in today.
Oh,
Isn't
goodness gracious me. Yes, we
it?
did.
We are going to show it on Comment Sold.
Yeah?
So let's ask them what they want. Do you want us to put it into a bundle, or do you want us to show it by the yard?
Okay.
Let's see what people say.
Okay.
So we got charms, we got mini charms, and we got yardage.
Yardage. Okay.
So do you want a bundle or do you want individual components and yardage?
Okay. It's very springy. It's kind of peachy, springy with teals and greens. It's beautiful.
There's some blue in it too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Barb, I will show you the bundle in a minute. Susan, the next comment sold is Friday, and everybody else is saying by the yard.
By the yard? Okay.
And a couple of people are asking. There's 5 fabrics that came in this line. Everybody's saying yardage.
Okay. Easy for us.
Yeah.
We don't have to cut bundles.
Yeah.
Okay.
God bless you all.
Paula, appreciate that. Okay.
Okay, so let's compare them side by side.
Now I'm going to tear my stabilizer away, and I'm going to press real quick.
Okay.
And I'm going to trim across the bottom here.
So let's see this one. Okay. All right.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, look at them. Look at them.
So they're all the same height, but because we have different amounts on the top borders and the bottom borders, that's what makes them give it a little bit of height and a little bit of dimension in the blocks.
So fun.
So unit A, you will make 2. Unit B, you will make 2. And unit C, you will make 2.
I love them.
And that is where we are going to stop for today.
For today. Okay, we're going to show the bundle again, though.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Paula can't wait to cut these bundles for you all.
I've cut a few, but I think I'm going to have to cut more.
Okay, so this is the micro gingham bundle. We were going to save this for comment sold, and Paula's like, let's just do it today.
Because you never know.
Yeah. So really, really pretty pastel collection, perfect for Easter or spring. I think it's also perfect for baby stuff too.
Oh, for sure, yeah. And just to add to your stash, put a little piece in here and there, to do stuff. I love it. I love it that they're really, really small.
I do too. Not that big.
Yeah.
Yeah, not that big one.
And how much are they?
$24.99, because all of our fabric right now through Saturday is only $9.99 a yard.
Nice. That's a screaming deal.
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Then we have our winners and our
Winners, and
manager
we got our
special
manager
and our tulips,
specials.
and all is well in the world.
We are all good to go. So thank you all for joining us today. And tomorrow, let's see, what's tomorrow? It's Thursday. Who's tomorrow?
Not me.
Cindy,
Oh, Cindy.
I think. I'm pretty sure it's Cindy.
Okay.
Yep.
And then Friday is comment sold.
Friday is comment sold. We'll see you all tomorrow.
Okay. Bye. Thank you. Bye.